Hey y'all, I'm here today to show you some fun DIY Halloween stations for your kids. But before I get into that, I want to explain where we've been for the past couple weeks. We kind of realized that we were chasing the seasons instead of trying to get ahead, so you guys actually have time to make these games and print them and whatever you need to do. So we've decided that for the next week to week and a half, we are going to have some jam-packed videos full of Halloween stations and all these fun activities you can do with your kids. Hopefully by that point we will be caught up, and then we'll go into Thanksgiving games at the end of October. I hope you guys are ready. So I have 5 DIY games that I want to show you today. These are a mix of language arts and math. I've shown you guys these before, these pumpkin tin frames here that you can get from the Dollar Tree and other dollar stores. I use these again at Halloween because by then we were talking about teen numbers, and so that's when I would pull out 2 of the tin frames, and instead of using the pumpkin counters like I did for the fall, I just use eyeballs instead, and my kids love them. They think that it is so much fun to put the eyeballs inside the pumpkin because it looks like they're staring back at you, and for 5-year-olds that is great fun. You can do this a couple of different ways. You can have students roll a dice if you have a special dice that goes to 20 and has teen numbers on it, or you can just have little number cards and the students choose the correct number and then make it in the tin frame. The next game I want to show you is for those students who still have not mastered counting to 10. I like to use these little pumpkin cutouts. I buy these from the Dollar Tree. The foam is pretty thick. They used to be a lot thinner and they weren't very durable, but they've gotten better over the years. It's a pack of 10, or it could be 12. It's either 10 or 12. Don't hold me to that. But they're only $1. And I have just glued some numbers on there. You could glue magnetic numbers, whatever you have to make it easier for you. I just printed them and cut it and used hot glue, and it's stuck for several years. My students use eyeballs again to count because it looks like the pumpkin is looking back at you. They love this game, and it's a great way for those students who have not mastered 1 to 10. It's a great way for them to practice. We start learning our teen numbers during October, and my students love using spider manipulatives. There's just something about these that are super fun. I actually found these spider webs at Michael's. I've also seen them at Hobby Lobby, but I found them at Michael's in the clearance section. It was a pack of 12 and I got them for less than $1. I've also seen them at Dollar Tree. I'm not sure how many are in a pack, but they're just like little rubber spider webs, and I hot glued the number on there, and my students use them as counting mats, and they just put the spider on the web. You can get the spider rings pretty much anywhere. I like the neon colors. They're a little more fun. I will tell you from experience, cut off the underside of them that makes them a ring. Otherwise, they will have 10,000 spider rings on their fingers and 0 on their counting mats. Just saying. Another favorite game of my students, they're little witches cauldrons. I found them at Hobby Lobby and I paid so much more for them, and then Dollar Tree has come out with them this year, but they're going fast, so if you want to get some, you better hurry up. These are really fun to use for sight words. You can use like a silver Sharpie, shows up really well on the black, or any kind of Sharpie that is metallic. You can write the sight words, and if you have any like type of pieces of foam or small magnetic letters, you can write the letter and then have students build the sight word, and then when they're finished they get to drop it in the cauldron. I will say, if you use foam and you make your own letters, write it on both sides. I have learned that that makes the game go a little bit faster. Otherwise, students will spend half their time turning over all of the pieces so they can see every letter. You could also write numbers on here and have your students fill the cauldron with eyeballs or whatever type of fun manipulative you have. If you're working on teen numbers, you could do addition and subtraction, facts and sums, just whatever you're working on, you can make these work for you, but the kids really, really love this game. The last game that I want to show you today are these little Jacko Lanterns. I have seen these at Walmart and Target. They're found in the Halloween candy section. They had, I think, Laffy Taffy in there, which I took that out, and I wrote a sight word in the bottom of the Jacko Lantern. I used these same little foam letters, and I have my kids make the word first. So obviously they would have made mom, and then when they're finished, they get to drop the letters in the jack-o'-lantern and close it. This really is a great game that helps with fine motor because it's easy for us to snap these, but for 5 and 6-year-olds it's pretty hard. They have a hard time snapping this, so it really helps them develop their fine motor, and the fact that it's a jack-o'-lantern makes it so much more fun. If you guys have any challenges in your classroom that you're trying to overcome, these challenges could be related to stations or not, please let me know below and I would love to talk about it in a future video to try to help you out. See you next time.